Alright, hey everyone, it's me, Ariel Magic-esi, coming at you with a whole new video. Da 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 da, intro, whatever. Okay, so I am starting a new series of videos called Sapphic Book Reviews. So first, keep in mind, I'm not a booktuber. Don't know any of that stuff. I'm not literary. It's not like I went to college and studied literature. I mean, I did, but not like really in a smart person way. Whatever. That's not the point. The point is that I'm not qualified to do this, but I am gay, and I do read books. So that's why I'm making this series, because I know that a lot of people out there are gay and like books. What sapphic means is women who love other women in a sexual and or romantic way. So gay women, bi women, pan women, etc. Covers a range of things. Instead of saying just lesbian, I'm covering a range of identities. Yeah, it's not as covered as gay men in books because straight women don't want to read about lesbians like the way they do want to read about gay men. So anyway, so that's why I'm doing these, and I'm very picky about books. If I don't like a book within like 10 pages, if it doesn't grip me, I just throw it right out the window. I don't want it anymore. When I was littler, that wasn't a problem because I would just read all the time, but now my attention span is terrible, so I'm pickier. So that's why I'm doing these book reviews, so if you're picky, you can look through this and be like, am I even remotely interested in this book about gay ladies? And also, I complain a lot, so yeah, so that's what it is. Anyway, let's get started with my first book review ever. It's for Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, Zoraida. Sorry about that. You liked my tweet on Twitter, thank you. Anyway, so this book, the review is going to be structured: good stuff, bad stuff, gay stuff, which could file under good stuff, and spoiler times. And then at the end I'm also going to say some songs that I think go with the book to add a little special touch to my video, to stand out from other booktubers. So Labyrinth Lost is about this group of witches. They refer to themselves as brujas because they are Latinx, and they're like, make a big fuss out of that. So it's a big part of this is Latinx Hispanic culture, and how it intersects with this created world building of magic. So, and they all like live in Brooklyn, and the main character is Alex, and she lives with her two sisters and her mom. And she, at the beginning of the book, is basically angsting about how her magic has to show up someday, but she's scared of her magic because she thinks it's scary and bad, and she wants to not have it and repress it. So that is the conflict at the beginning of the book, and then, through some shenanigans, her family gets trapped in the underworld, and she has to go on a big old journey to save them. And the reason this is a Sapphic book review is because Alex is bisexual, and there's a bisexual love triangle. There's a dude and a girl that she's in a love triangle with, and it's pretty cool. And so, yeah, so the things in this book that I loved was the world building, definitely. I loved the system of the brujas and their whole system of magic, how it worked, how they all were sort of this connected culture, and they had their own mythology. Zoraida Cordova created a new mythology for this book, which was really cool. And, like, their own, like, cultural traditions and stuff. Like, they have this thing called a death day, where all of your ancestors show up and give you a blessing. And it's basically like a quinceanera or bat mitzvah or something, but for magic people. So that was cool. And I love the world building of the underworld, because it was like Dante's Inferno meets Alice in Wonderland, which a lot of reviewers have said. It was just really cool and fun, and there was a lot of cool creatures down there and stuff. I really liked the characters of the family. I don't know if any of you have read The Raven Cycle, but It's basically like what I wanted 300 Foxway to be in the Raven Cycle, like a bunch of women who are magical living in a house together and being cool. But instead of there being a whole bunch of men there to take up space, it's just women. Um, yeah. So I love women. That's, I suppose, obvious. And yeah, so I really liked the characters, the family, and how there was family connection. I know in young adult books, people are always complaining, where are the parents? Where's the family? That's a big part of a lot of young adults' lives. So, like, they really do get into the family connections there, which is really cool. I loved the character of Alex. She felt very relatable, angsty, 16-year-old type of, yeah, big mood. And I loved the characters around her. Like the two people she's in a love triangle with, I'm going to spoil it, is her new friend Nova, who's this angsty McAngst Bucket edgelord dude, which normally is the type of character I hate, but I thought he worked pretty well, and her best friend Rishi, who is this really sweet girl who basically would jump into the underworld for her, literally, so that was pretty cool. And the characters are really good. Yeah, I really like the aesthetics of the book, is another thing. It was just really aesthetically pleasing to read. It was fun to see all these magical creatures gallivanting around. Like, there's, like, bird ladies and fairy people and shit like that. It was really cool. Okay, so now for the negative parts of the book. Okay, so there wasn't much. I really did love this book, but I will say that the writing style was a little bit bogged down at times. Like, it was very good. Like, it was fine by me, but some people who prefer a more literary writing style or more refined and polished writing style might find themselves, like, looking through the book and finding certain writing style errors, but I don't really care about that. I like plot and character. As long as you don't make me sit through 100 pages of description, I'm good. Another thing is that the gay stuff, like the romance that happened, felt a little bit rushed. Like, I know that I remember reading the reviews before I read the book, and somebody was like, the romance felt rushed and thrown in for no reason. I was like, oh, okay, because it's gay, so you don't like it. But it did definitely feel like it could have been developed more. Like, the relationship between the two girls. So yeah, so that leads me into talking about the gay stuff, the whole point. So I really thought this book it wasn't particularly about being gay, which is really good. We need books where the point is the plot and the main character just happens to be bi. That's just a thing in her life. So it wasn't something that really went into identity, so if you're looking for a book that really delves into gay stuff, this wouldn't be it. But, this book is some cool magic shenanigans, so that's worthy on its own merit.
Shemaginans.
Shemaginans, exactly. So the gay stuff, like I said, sort of takes a backseat to the plot, but it works very much like your typical young adult romance, where it's like, this doesn't really need to be here plot-wise. Like, it could have lived without it, but it's there because teenagers do dating sometimes. And because people like shipping sometimes. And so it was cute, and it was just nice that dating a girl was presented as sort of an option there. And definitely because the girl was the main character's best friend, there's that sort of relatable, like, we're just BFFs, gal pals, whatever. No, we're not. Sort of energy that is beknownst to many sapphic teenagers out there. Not me, because no one dated me in high school. Anyway, my sad stuff aside. And then there was also the general gay energy of Alex really repressing everything and being like, I'm sinful, I'm this and that, and then coming into her own with her magic. That's definitely felt like a metaphor, and it sort of paralleled her gay realizations with her friend, where it was like, this feels a little strange and new and like something we're not supposed to be doing, but we're gonna do it anyway, and it's magical and whatever. Like, that was sort of nice. Yeah. So, to get into the spoilery stuff, I think I've made it obvious, yeah, she ends up with the girl. I probably, knowing me, would have been annoyed if she hadn't. And that actually made it really easier for me to like the boy character, knowing that it's not going to be him. There's not going to be any hetero nonsense going on. And he was just your typical young adult edgelord bad boy. But, you know, it made me really think, like, oh, he's like a Prince Zuko sort of angst bucket character, just trying to get by. Rishi, the love interest, whom is gay, I thought she was wonderful and well developed and stuff, but I thought, you know, it would have been nice to see more development of the romance. But like I said, it's like other young adult romances where you see the guy for 5 seconds and then the girl is like, oh my god, he's so dreamy or whatever. So it was better developed than that. Like, it was better developed than like Katniss and Peeta or whatever. So like it was fine. So yeah, and now to add my personal touch, I came up with some songs that you can listen to. So this is actually, there's the villain is the Devourer, and she's just this sort of edgy villain. And so there's this song that my girlfriend introduced me to called Humans Are Such Easy Prey. And I thought that's the sort of edgy shenanigans that the Devourer would listen to. My girlfriend is like goth, edgy metal, dark death music. That's what she likes. There's a song called Little Brave by Lucy Rose that really reminds me of the friendship between Alex and Rishi. There's a song called Non-Believer by London Grammar that makes me think of the journey into the underworld and the sort of strength that Alex had to go through for that. The song Blinding by Florence and the Machine really reminds me of the sort of wild energy of the underworld, and the fantasiness of that. And the song Traveling Woman by Bat for Lashes really reminds me of the way that Alex's family plays a role in the story. The powerful women in her life basically appear to her, including her ancestors, and give her strength. And the song Traveling Woman really makes me think of that. So yeah. So those are my song recommendations. Yeah, so overall Labyrinth Lost is a good book for magical shenanigans or shemaginins.
Shemaginins, you're
Yeah.
right.
And it's also got gay stuff going on. It's not the focus, so if you're looking for something aggressively gay, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're looking for something where there's a girl and she likes girls and she does magic, like that, I would highly recommend this, yeah. So in conclusion, get ready for more Sapphic Book reviews. I have coming up the book Ship It by Britta London. So that's what I'm going to be doing next video. And a bunch of others that I've read that are gay. Okay, that's it. Be gay.
So how about that Katniss and Peeta, huh?
They straight. They do.
I thought Peeta was her brother.
No, Peeta's her love interest. And then Gale
Oh,
is
Jesus.
also her love interest, who might be her cousin. It's never clarified.
That's weird.
Katniss is lesbian. She gay.
Good Q&A.
Yeah.